Aries, this is your September forecast, and as we start off the month, Mercury is still retrograde until September 5th. It went retrograde August 12th, so in these weeks we're really looking at where we're going, what we're doing, what we can expect now, and especially for you, since it is in the 5th house for creativity, your children, self-expression, and so forth. So you might be catching up, looking back over your shoulder, how you can tweak things and bring things all on board until Mercury goes direct September 5th. So just be a little careful of signing anything that you don't really need to. Don't start anything unless you have to. The exception, of course, always is if you started something in the past prior to the retrograde, it's okay to go ahead with that. Say like a new job, if it's with an old company or something you were offered before the retrograde, you're okay, you're good to go. We have Venus this month in your 5th house, as you do also Mars. So alongside with Mercury, this is a month for you to have a lot of fun, Aries. Venus here in the sign of Leo, it's all about the heart. It's about generosity. It's about taking center stage. You might feel you're the it person this month. It's also a very romantic month for many of you, since both the lovers are there, both Venus and Mars. So see what that's going to do for you. And if you're single, you might just come to find that special person here this month. And if you're already in a relationship, well, all the better, right? It's really getting on the same page, exploring one another, and expressing the joys of life. Maybe you're traveling, maybe you're doing some projects together, and maybe even with the kids, which really can bring a lot of joy. We have, of course, the new moon and the full moon. I know we just had the eclipses there on August 7th and the solar eclipse on the 21st. So, of course, we're still going to feel the energy of those eclipses now into September. And if you're listening to this forecast on the August end, the solar eclipse might still not yet have happened, right? And so for you, of course, that would also be your 5th house of joy and love and self-expression, creativity, the arts, so forth. So you might just come to find that this is where things are really going to spark up for you, Aries. The new moon this month will be on September 20th, I'm sorry. And in your 6th house. So we're looking at your health, we're looking at your day-to-day routine, how you could maybe spiff it up, maybe become more effective and efficient in what you do just by eliminating or straightening things out. Remember, 6th house is always the house of Virgo, and they're really good about organizing, strategizing, getting all your ducks in a row. And you might just feel this energy kicking for you here September 20th. The full moon, on the other hand, September 6th, will be 13 degrees in Pisces. So for you, that is your 12th house. And so this area is going to be fully illuminated spiritually. For when you look inwards towards yourself, your higher self, your spiritual self. So maybe a great time to go in and meditate, do yoga, all of those spiritual practices that you might do, or just find to have a little bit more rest, or the me time to go be creative. 12th house is always very, very highly creative, since it is the house of Pisces. You might want to do some art, do some writing, whatever it is that gets your boat floating, right? So listen, what I've also done for you this month, you'll see when you go up to the I button, I've placed a full month, day by day calendar, and you'll see the calendar, and we're going to follow all the moon's aspects and transits day by day. We can't list that here on our monthly forecast when I'm doing 12 different videos. It'll be just way too much to go through. But you know, it's easy accessible, and if you're not going to the I button here on the video, you can find it at the end of the video, or you can also do a search under Astrology, day by day, and then the month. Okay, like September 2017, right? So you might want to listen to it. It's a full hour where we go through each and every day of our moon aspects, and this is how we feel, how we emote, how we react, how we give, how we receive. So that would be very interesting, a full hour of that for those of you interested. So Aries, let's start here at top of the month, September 2nd for you. We got Mars, we got Uranus, they're coming together in a beautiful golden trine. What does that mean? Well, Mars being your dedication, your goals, your physical activity, and so forth. Uranus coming in with that little unexpected oh my God signature, and it's a good oh my God. Why? Because it's a trine, a very harmonious aspect. So there might be some news, some excitement, or a door opening up, some possibility, opportunity, whatever that may be for you, but you're starting off really quickly, and I'm thinking this could have some of the carryover from that eclipse in August. Now on the 3rd, Mercury, which is your communication and the news that you receive, well, you're really kicking into action here as it's conjunct Mars, meaning they're sharing that very same degree in the sky. So you are talking, you are sharing, maybe you're spreading news of all that good whatever luck there on the 2nd, right? On the 9th, we have the Sun, which is you, okay, with that transformational energy coming from Pluto, also in a perfect trine. This means that not only are you energized, I mean, Pluto is like Mars on steroids, right? And so Pluto right now is really wanting to hone in and focus on what it is you're wanting to transform. The Sun being in your 6th house, so it has to do with work. Pluto coming from your career area, so that's double up here. So I'm thinking maybe some of that news that you got on the 2nd is what you're really gearing towards right now, powering up on. So I'm loving to see that. And then we have a couple of very nice dates coming up where you're going to feel that the universe is really working for you, right? You're really on a roll. On the 12th, we got Venus, which rules money and love and romance as well. Anything of what our heart desires, and when it's well aspected like it is now, you're going to see that something is going to come together and it's going to give you a good grounding effect since Saturn is involved. Saturn, when well aspected, we always know that Saturn's looking out for us to really anchor in the longevity of a situation. So this is a great time for you to settle in on a contract, or also to come upon some negotiation, agreement, and whatnot, where I feel all parties involved are all on the same page. Now Venus being in your 5th house, that's creativity. So this could be a fun project for you. It might be an agreement between you and your partner, since the 5th house is also love and romance. But for some of you, this could be great news coming from one of your children. 5th house is also children. Maybe they're locking in a situation that's going to secure them, where you as a parent, you're going to just be very, very happy on their part. This could have to do with education, since Saturn is in your 9th house for higher education and research, but also long distance travel. Some of you might be traveling at this time here, like a late vacation. In that case, it should be all beautiful, just very, very beautiful. History comes in under this as well, so maybe going to some ancient sites or whatnot where you can learn about the past. You could find that that is just absolutely something that will tickle your heart, right? Tickle that Venus. Now, we do have on the 15th even more, because Venus again, not only was it beautifully aligned here to Saturn, which is still in effect when we get to the 15th, but Venus is now sextiling Jupiter. Now Jupiter expands everything it touches, and it's expanding this love. I talked about tickling your heart, right? So Jupiter is wanting to give you even more of that. So if you thought that the 12th was great, well, circle in the 15th. Now Jupiter is in your 7th house, that has to do with partnerships. So this could be you and your partner. Talk about love and romance and expansion. For those of you getting married, well, this would be a great time to do so, or get engaged if you are single. Hey, listen, Aries, don't sit at home. This could be the time where you could meet somebody of very deep and important significance for you. The 16th, I feel, again, you're very energetic, communicating all the blessings that you've received from the very beginning, top of the month. And you're like, wow, this is fantastic. So you really want to embrace these situations. the new beginnings. We're talking love, romance, creativity, your self-expression, travel is involved, work is involved. So it's like you're hitting on all cylinders, Aries, and I'm really happy to see it because why? The very next day on the 17th, another surprise. We had, as we started out the month, Mars and Uranus, right? Beautifully aligned. Now Venus is taking the same degree as Mars did. So whatever happened up there on the 2nd, here you get another really big surprise on the 17th. This time not for Mars, but it's Venus and Uranus. Again, they're having this beautiful golden trine. So again, it could be an opportunity coming your way. There could be news about money, which Venus rules. There could also be a surprise coming from your partner. So whatever the deal is, Uranus is working for you in your first house. And we know that you, Aries, have been undergoing a lot of changes, a lot of transformation over these last 2 to 3, 4 years, right? And so you're coming to a close as Uranus is 28 degrees, so it's not going to linger around for a long time more in that first house where you've been changing, upping the game, so to speak. You have freed yourself in so many ways. Things that you never would have thought you would do, you know, in the far past. These last few years have really triggered you. And so, you know, the next big stage is when Uranus hits your financial house. You're going to see how you're going to be making money in maybe even new ways that you can't anticipate today, but that's more next year onwards for the next oncoming years. And we'll definitely be talking more about that. So the 17th, another date to circle in on your calendar. And then once we hit the 18th, 19th, for the rest of the month, I'd like to say, be aware. Not necessarily cautious, but just be aware of what opportunities are coming in the aftermath, because why? Neptune is going to be in a tricky position for the rest of the month. It will first be opposing Mercury, then it will be opposing Mars, then it's going to be opposing Venus. We got Uranus opposing Jupiter. So there's all this ambivalent energy. Now, yes, you could hear about opportunities and so forth. They might be very alluring because Neptune can really allure, spin these illusions. And so all I'd say, be aware, do your research. If there's anything that might sound a little bit too good to be true, that might just be the case here. And we don't want to end up with remorse in the aftermath. So on the 19th, we got Uranus and Neptune opposed. On the 24th, we got Mars opposed Neptune. Neptune is wonderful when it works. The higher frequencies of Neptune really brings in vision, right? And the things that we ideally yearn and long and wish for and so forth. But when it's opposed, not all facts are clear. It's muddied waters, right? Think about Neptune ruling the ocean, right? And so when things are unclear, we emotionally, we're not really as intuitively attuned to. So do your research, especially because Jupiter too might come and present an unexpected deal there on the 27th. You may need to look into this, make some adjustments, or also just do your research into the details at least before you sign anything. Now, of course, Mercury is direct again this month after September 5th, so you're good to sign. But then again, if it's too good to be true, just be aware of it. Venus and Neptune are also at opposites here on the 29th, and that could be related to what's been ongoing here in the previous days, like more insights coming to you that you're going to find out. But then again, Venus also rules romance and love. Neptune, the higher octave of Venus, there could be a disillusion. It could also be maybe something that has, I won't say necessarily misunderstood, but it could be a little bit of a disappointment. We just don't want to get our hopes and expectations up too high so that we can fall from that pedestal. So that's all I want to say about that. Very end of the month, we'll look into October to see how this is going to rebalance itself. So as long as you're aware, you are forearmed. But oh my goodness, up till the 19th, you are going to have the ride of this year of 2017, with one door after the other opening up with gifts and surprises, and you feeling that you can really lock in certain things and really make a great go at it. So that is good, and then you want to hang on to it just so there won't be losses there at the end of the month. However, though, just keep in mind, Aries, this isn't just you, all right? This is general aspects for everyone. It's universal aspects, so we're all going to feel it, but we're going to feel it in different areas of our life. But for you, let's take a look at which area it's going to affect you. First, we got Mercury and Neptune. For you, your Mercury is then in your 6th house and Neptune in your 12th. So that could be work-related issues. It could also be news coming to the forefront, being revealed, secrets being revealed. That 12th house Neptune might just pop open a door. Mars is going to come in there, and that will too be in opposition at work. So maybe there's some news going on at work that you're going to get some insights to. I feel too Jupiter and Uranus, which is your 1st and 7th house. So that's you versus, you versus your partner. Uranus being in that 1st house, Jupiter in your partner area. And so, of course, there could be news from him or her, some unexpected changes, or maybe some choices that need to be made or looked at. And then the Venus-Neptune there at the end of the month. Venus being in your, at that point, yes, it is in Virgo, so it is in your 6th house. Again, it's in the work area opposed to what has been secret or held back. So there could be something about a coworker. This doesn't have to involve you necessarily on a personal level, but it could be things that you'll hear about. Or it could also be just the company you work for, that they're going to reveal something that they've been working behind the scenes. So a little stress, a little observation goes a long, long way, and just write it out. And you may not be affected at all, but if you do, then you know where this energy is coming from. All right? So listen, did we mention the moon phases here? I'll just wrap up here at the end. That is the full moon September 6th, 13 degrees in Pisces, which is your 12th house. Again, here it is conjunct Neptune. Again, there's revelation about something happening behind the scenes, already going to happen on the 6th. And then we have the new moon in 27 degrees in Virgo. That is also in the area of work. Not necessarily career, but what you're working with. So that's new beginnings, new doors opening up for you, and I think it's coming in after you've been researching and looking at the potential of what is being revealed to you. So take your time, you don't have to haste, and then next month, boy, I think you're going to be riding that wave again, and we're all up. So listen, Aries, this is what I have for you this month, and I'll see you in October. Bye now.